If you clicked on this video, you probably thought about pushing for Prestige 3. I'm sure we all have at one point. The sad truth is only 1% of people will actually hit Prestige 3. And if you clicked on this video, you probably really want to get it. So I'm going to explain to you the common mistakes I see people make when they try to push Prestige 3. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is AO Vertex. I've been pushing ladder since 2019. I got my first rank 35 back in 2020. Prestige 3 is supposed to be the equivalent of rank 35. And I've pushed a rank 35 in every single mode. I've gotten rank 35 in Showdown, 3v3, 5v5, and right now I have 5 Prestige 3s on my main account. So when it comes to ladder, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk about the common mistakes I see people make, because it's not about skill, it's mainly about time and discipline. So before we go into the reasons, I'm going to say that in order to get Prestige 3, you have to be at a certain skill level. Like, you don't have to be a pro player. Like, at the bare minimum, if you and your team are at Masters 1, then that's honestly good enough to be able to push Prestige 3. So something I want you guys to get in your mind is that the only way you can fail Prestige 3 is if you stop playing. Because with the new system, there is no trophy reset. The game cannot force you, they cannot force your brawler to tilt. And no matter how long it takes, it might take a week, month, maybe even a year for you. But if you keep playing, you're going to get it. Yes, it's going to suck. Yes, you might tilt. Yes, your teammates, your friends, they might quit on you. But as long as you keep trying to make friends, play, you'll get Prestige 3. But the sad truth is, not everyone is going to stick that long, which is why they end up quitting, and once they quit, they fail. And another thing is, you want to make sure your comp that you're playing is good for the meta, or your teammates are at least playing the meta brawlers. Because once you get to a certain trophy range, let's say like 2500, all you're going to face are other people playing meta comps. And it's going to be very annoying. You're going to get easily tilted. Because even if, let's say, you're better than them, the other team, if their comp is better, they automatically win. Even if you play perfect. Because all it takes is one mistake on your end, and it's over. So I just want to get those things out of the way. Those are some of the prerequisites. So now, let's say that you are Masters 1, you have a good team, a decent team, and you're able to push for multiple hours a day. The first thing that makes people quit is the matchmaking time. Now, I can't speak about Europe servers, but I'm from NA, and in NA, matchmaking time at 2500 and above, it's a pain. You're going to be sitting there for about 5 minutes. They've done changes to help improve it, but it's still pretty bad. So most of your push is just you being in matchmaking. And what makes people quit isn't the games themselves, but they're just not willing to wait that long matchmaking. And what's worse is when you tilt. When you're in matchmaking and you lose the game, and having to sit again for 5 minutes, that's going to make you quit. So you're going to want to find something to do in matchmaking, whether that's watching YouTube, doing homework, being on a VC with friends. You just need to find some way to entertain yourself in the matchmaking. Because on the leaderboard, most of the people I've seen that push Prestige 3 and stop, it's because of matchmaking. They're not patient enough. And it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how the game is. You just need to be able to be disciplined and put a lot of time in. Now, number 2 is, I kind of mentioned this point earlier, but it's the team comp. A lot of people, when they push, they just push their favorite brawler. And while that's good, but when you push your favorite brawler, usually you push with your friends and they use their favorite brawler. And most of the time, your favorite brawler is not meta. And that just leads to the other point I made about how you're just going to face meta comps. And obviously, game mode depends as well, which I'm going to get into a little bit later on what game mode I recommend playing. But in any game mode, if you're not playing the meta comp, going for Prestige 3, you're just not going to have a good time. You're going to struggle, and it's going to make you want to quit. And I'm speaking to you guys as if, you're all, average people. Obviously, if you're, a pro rank, and you're, an esports player, you'll probably get away with just playing, random comps in ladder. But if you're just, an average player trying to start playing, you're not going to have that easy of a time. Now, the next point I'm going to talk about is game mode you should play. To be honest, since I pushed rank 35 on every game mode, I can say I could talk about exactly what mode you should push. So the most efficient mode, I would say, especially now, would be Showdown. Trio Showdown. 5v5 comes next, and then 3v3. Obviously, we all can agree 3v3 Brawl Ball is the fastest and best mode to play. But the truth is, that is also the most sweatiest. And if you're just starting off, you're probably going to get steamrolled by a bunch of pro players. So what I recommend is, if you and your friends are like open to try other modes, try Trio Showdown and 5v5. Because what I've noticed is Trio Showdown has no win trading, especially in NA. Obviously, you might get some people trying to team, but as if like what win trading is when people try to snipe each other and get in the same queue to play. Like they do it purposely, and that's mainly like a solo issue. I'm not sure about duos in 2026, but I know solos is cooked. But trios has been fine. And I've streamed it before as well. I haven't really had that much of an issue. So I recommend playing trios. Now, obviously, like you and your friends are going to want to play the mode. And lastly, what I've noticed the most on why people quit is because they simply just don't care enough about Prestige 3. Now, I'm sure like we could all like watch a YouTube video and see some like crazy clip and get hyped up and want to push Prestige 3. But the reality is, like, you're not going to have fun every single game you play. Like, it's pretty much like a full-time job. Like, if to put into perspective, let's say like to make decent progress, you have to play like 4 or 5 hours a day, maybe even longer if you're trying to get progress quickly. And most people, they just simply don't care enough to do that. Like, in the end, this is a children's mobile game. And how much you want to bet half of you watching this video are going to quit in like the next like few months? Because the truth is, like, I'm not going to say this to flex, but for me, like, if you guys are already like subscribed and you know me, you guys know that I stream daily over on TikTok, and I'm fully monetized over there. So every time that I play, every time that I get a Prestige 3, I'm able to make content, and I get paid doing so. But you guys are just like your average people. Like, you guys probably don't have YouTube channels or have any external motivation to play. So like simply like Prestige 3 it might not mean as much to you. Like, you might not just care. And you might realize that like going into the push and stop playing. So if you really want to get Prestige 3, what I recommend is try to find like some external thing to do. Even just starting a YouTube channel, like as small as that, like it goes a long way. And I think the most important thing is, like, as I mentioned earlier, like, just don't give up. Like, keep trying. Even if it takes long, like, you'll get it. And if you're trying to push Prestige 3 to, like, prove something, I'm sorry to tell you, but, like, Prestige 3, it only shows, like, your discipline and determination. If you want to truly show your skill, you gotta play ranked. Like, trophies is just about how much time and determination and discipline you're willing to put. Obviously, you need a certain amount of skill to play it, but in the end, it all comes down to discipline. So if you guys want like a full in-depth video on how to get your first Prestige 3, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll work on that. But right now, I just want to go over some things that I noticed on why people fail. And if you guys have any other like personal tips, if you feel like you're a pusher yourself, feel free to comment down below. Yeah. With that, hope you guys have a good day.